Hey guys, welcome back to Brushstrokes and Battlegrounds. Today we're going to be painting the basic Soviet paint scheme for World War II Soviets. So we're going to start off with some camo olive green for the base. Going to dilute that with a little bit of water, as you see here. And then we're just going to slap that all around the base of the model. Remember to get the turret. And yeah, so today we're going to be painting. This is a basic Soviet paint scheme. You can paint any Soviet tank with this, but today we're going to be painting the IS-2, the T-34, the ISU-152, and some Churchills and some Shermans. So a little bit of history is that the British and the Americans actually lent some of their tanks to the Soviets during like the early stages of the war, such as the Churchill and the Sherman. They also lent lease the Valentine tank and the Stuart, but I don't have any of those, so I'm just not gonna. But you can use the same paint scheme. So once you're done 2 or 3 basic coats on your tanks, that's what they should look like. So for dry brushing and highlighting, we're going to be using some refractive green, and we're going to mix that in with a little bit of white until we get this nice little just light green color. So I'm going to use a makeup brush as a dry brush, and I'm going to wipe most of the paint off on some paper towel. Then I'm just going to dry brush the model with that refractive green white mix. So this will really help bring out some of those highlights on the model. As you can see, I'm doing it on an IS-2 here, but again, any Soviet paint scheme, this is like very, very, very basic. T-34 here, T-34-85. Just getting that nice and in the cracks, just right. Picking out all the highlights. So as you can see here, there's a highlighted T-34 on the left and an unhighlighted T-34 on the right, and you can see the difference. So I'm just going to continue to do that. And all the tanks, you can see I got a Churchill here. It's been base coated with that camo olive green. I'm just going to do that for the rest of the tanks. So after that, you can take that same color and start to pick out some of the bigger highlights. So this is just like any squared corners, just sharp corners, anything that would really, just get the light. So even in your studio, you can just kind of see what parts of the tank are getting light, and then you can pick those out with that nice refractive green and white mix. So as you can see, I'm just doing it on the Churchill because the Churchill has lots of places to highlight. Then I'm going to move on to the T-34. Again, lots of square edges, just nice places for me to run that brush along. It doesn't have to be lots of paint, just try and get a little bit of paint on your brush and just get that off on the areas. Like you can see right here how the light was hitting that corner, so I'm just going to do that. Remember to do the turret. Somehow I always forget to do the turret. And you can do the barrel of the gun as well, just like a nice streak along the barrel of the gun as you see here. And that just gives it that really nice highlighted effect. So you can see all of these tanks after they've been highlighted, they're looking nice and good. And you can see their unhighlighted respective tanks on the right and then the highlighted ones on the left. So next we're going to do the tracks. So I'm just going to add a little bit of white to some black to make kind of a dark gray. A little bit of water just to water that down, dilute it a little bit, just so we don't get that clumpy, unnice, plasticky finish. Then I'm just going to paint that all over the tracks. Try not to get it on the road wheels, but other than that, you can be a little messy with it. And there's all the tracks after we've painted them. Next, we're going to do a little bit of dry brushing with some gunmetal gray. So just put a little bit of water on your dry brush, and then the paint, and then wipe most of it off on some kitchen paper. And then just pick out the top parts of the tracks. The T-34 tracks aren't very good, but you can see on like the IS-2 or the Churchill how you can pick out the tops of those tracks and it starts to look very nice. And there's all the tracks once we've dry brushed them. And you can stop here if you'd like. This is super basic, just, get all of your models ready for the game. But I got some water transfers here. So I'm going to choose some of the ones that I like. I'd like to put a red star on each tank. Either on the left or right side. I don't think it really matters, but I'm probably just going to do the left side. So I get some of those. And then there's also the transfer kit that I got. It comes with just some random Russian words. So I'm going to dilute those in some water and then leave it for maybe a minute or two. And then you can start to stick those transfers on. You can see me failing to pick up the transfers with an X-Acto knife. It's a little difficult. I'd use a small paintbrush instead of an X-Acto knife. I learned this after doing it for a little while, but you can always use an X-Acto knife. Just try and get that transfer on nice and easy, and try and press it with a dry paintbrush to try and get it to stick to the model. Next, we're going to do a dip wash. You can always use a sepia wash or any Citadel wash. Those are always very good, but I'm going to make my own one with some PVA glue, some water, and some brown paint. Just going to mix a little bit of each of those in, and then it starts to make this little murky water. I'm going to add a little bit of darker brown just to darken that down a little bit. Then I'm going to slap that all over this T34 just as a little representation. So this is mostly to get those transfers dirtied down because they look really, really pretty and we don't want them to look pretty. We want them to look realistic and torn down, but you can slap that all over the model. Again, you can use a dedicated wash, but if you don't have that or you just want to make your own, just some PVA glue and some brown paint. And that's what it looks like compared to all the unwashed models. The look is really up to you. But the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a fine brush and I'm going to pick out some details like this little saw on the T34 here. And there's some shovels on the back of this Churchill. But yeah, that's a really basic Soviet paint scheme in under 10 minutes for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps us a lot. And hope this video was helpful. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.